Hello, couch co-opers, couch potatoes, and couch codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest and only video game and beer podcast in the world. But don't check that because I'm not sure.
It sounds fun.
It sounds fun. I'm Ian. I have Jared, Nick, Dave, JPK.
Yeah.
Aaron has decided to bail, so it's only a 5-pack tonight.
All the way
It's a discount pack.
Discount, yeah. It's a holiday pack. Find us on social media platforms at Couch Co-op Show. Is all one word, no hyphen. You can also find our podcast on all the major platforms. You know, you can watch us on video form on the new Spotify video, or you go to youtube.com/milkmanpictures where I post all the videos. You can also see us live, like we are right now, on twitch.tv/the Couch Co-op Show. Like we do every Sunday night at 9. Drop into the chat, harass us, ask us questions.
Call us names.
Yeah, why not?
Tonight,
Very much of a
Oh?
dominant, submissive kind of vibe Ian likes to
chilling out.
push on the podcast.
Be very nice to us. Say positive things. Tonight this is our free-to-play show. We're gonna do some free-to-play talking. It's exciting. But first, how is everybody doing this evening?
I'm doing cold.
Doing cold.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it's cold
It's
snap
cold out
again.
there right now.
This garage is chilly.
What is it, like 22 or something out right now or something?
That's in the 30s,
Yeah.
low 30s.
Have you thought of insulating your garage, Jared?
The attic needs insulated above the garage, so I want to do that this year.
No,
I've done the
it's
spray stuff.
29
I did
degrees
that
right
as a
now.
job.
Yeah, come on down. Or over,
20.
or up. Yeah, come on up.
29 degrees, Jared.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
I
get lower,
got my
too.
space heater on. It's 43 in the garage, so
Oh.
it's a little better.
Ah, yes. Well, I guess it's time for beer, though I drank a lot of beer last night. So I need a hangover cure. John, what are we drinking this week?
Wow.
We're drinking
What a
Bud Light
segue.
Chelada Clamato.
Yeah.
As picked, it was a kind of a two-way pick. I said Budweiser Chelada, and then someone's like, "Which one?" And I said, "I'll get right back to you." And then Nick said Bud Light, and we all agreed that was the one.
That was the one.
Well, you said Bud Light Chelada
I think we were
Discord.
He said
And
Chelada.
I Googled, and this is what kind of came up, but I didn't realize there was a variety of them.
Oh, it's a popular drink. Red beers, baby.
Yeah, I saw they
didn't-
have a spicy one. I kind of wanted to pick one of those up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
don't we have to roll the can or something before we open
Yeah,
it?
you have to gently roll it to mix it.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
that's
mix
good
it.
to know. I'm glad
'Cause
I didn't pop
It's
it
not
yet.
just a beer.
There's instructions
It's a
on
meal.
the can.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that.
It's
I
a beer
got
and
the-
an
I got
activity
16 ounces.
rolled into one.
Oh, you only got this. Oh, Jared wussed out.
I bought a 4-pack.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Jared's going to
I'm
be.
wussed out. Come on.
He's gonna
I've
be
got
having.
I
I've
brought
got the
2,
25.
baby.
He's double fisting.
He's,
Yeah,
gonna have,
yeah,
he's
we
having.
got
He's having
this.
seconds.
Yeah, all right. I'm cracking my can. Now,
And then-
You
The
could
other
also
two
just
after that,
pour
I
it. That would mix it up.
I'm going to pour it.
I'm not wasting glass on this. Oh, shoot. I should have. I'll be right back.
Damn, that's good. That's actually really good.
Of course it is. It's.
I'm not. No offense, Ian. I'm not. I don't expect much from Bud. So.
Oh, really?
I'm pleasantly surprised.
This is kind of like the normal.
That's the color. Here we go,
Oh, that's
boys.
very nice.
It's
Yeah.
pretty colour. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it
There's
looks
still
good.
some left in the can, and I filled the glass.
Oh, yeah. It adds like a... There's definitely pulp and stuff, so that your glass gets coated.
Mm.
You don't want to pour
Possible.
another beer in afterwards unless it's the same thing.
For the viewers, this is Dave's first time trying a chelada.
That's good.
Have you ever had it, Jared?
I've had red beer,
Yeah. It's
but I haven't had a
same.
Bud Light Chelada.
It's the same thing.
I like red beer.
Also, I was reading a little bit about the chelada and clamato. Clamato is a recent thing in the 60s on the East Coast, so I'm surprised they mixed the two, because obviously chelada is more of a Mexico Latin thing, and then clamato seems to be more of an East Coast thing.
There was
Well,
a VA
they,
one.
They
wasn't
have
there?
La Original.
La Original.
Yeah, so they're going for the more Latin style.
All right.
In this dark cave, I can't even see the alcohol content. The
It's probably,
writing's
this
so
is a
light.
Bud Light, whatever Bud Light is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's like
4 or
4.5.
It might even be less because
I think it's less. Bud Light's less
the
than.
other stuff added to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm digging this stuff.
Well, I mean,
like-
there's Bud
I
Light
like the
Platinum,
texture.
which is 6%. But
4.2 it says here.
Oh, okay.
It's just like really shiny on the can.
So, free-to-play games, gentlemen. Why
Yeah.
don't we play them more than we do?
That's a great question.
They're free.
I don't know. Yeah, they are free. So
Well, are we talking about console or mobile?
It
or
doesn't
all of
matter.
the
It doesn't
above?
matter.
yeah, it's free. Why
are-
do you?
are
Where would
we
you rather
also-
pay
gamers.
pay
Are
the
we
price
talking
for a
about-
game and play that instead of like sitting down and playing the free to play game that's really good?
So I think I already asked this once before, but are we talking games that actually cost money at one point and are now free to play too, or?
I mean,
Right,
they're
right
free
now,
to play.
right now, I'm
period.
just generically casting the net as like, why is there a stigma to not play free to play games as much?
No, I know what you mean. They sometimes free to play games are seen as kind of like lesser games or games that didn't have as much work put in, or there's a problem with the game. You know, they're not AAA game or what. Even though nowadays they are.
Or they're seen as like a way to like just make money off of you.
Yeah, to milk people.
I think my
Yeah, like you feel
main-
like microtransactions are trying to get you.
yeah,
Or they're trying to
that's-
get you with microtransactions.
Yeah, that's my main reason is there's ads that pop up in your face saying buy this and buy that. And then a lot of times there's a currency that takes a decade to earn, or you could just spend some money and get it immediately, you know. So it's just like kind of wasting time unless you spend money. And like I don't have lots and lots of time to play games anymore, so I'm not going to grind the hell out of that.
And
I'm
I
not
think
going to pay for it either.
that's a good point, but I also think that's
Right.
also like the
The model.
well, it's a model, but it's not like because like some of that currency is irrelevant to the game. Like that currency is only used for cosmetics. So like
Yeah.
grinding it is pointless because it's not making you better in the game. Like certain games it does, like say Warframe, that currency you kind of have to grind for or pay for because it's important to the game.
There's
But like
materials to make weapons or upgrade.
but like
weapons.
Fortnite, sure there's a currency, but it's not
Yeah, when it's
relevant
done-
in any
when
way.
it's done well, it kind of
There's
it
no
doesn't-
there's no pay to win in Fortnite, you know. So it's like there's different models within that, even within that microtransaction thing, that I think is one of those things you kind of have to. I mean, same thing with like how Rocket League they went the Fortnite model where
Yeah.
it's all cosmetics. It's not you're not paying.
Well, actually, I think what was interesting was when I was looking on this list, I was like, "Oh, am I missing any?" And I was looking through, and I didn't realize Destiny 2 had gone free to play.
Yeah.
I think I got a
Yeah,
copy of
that was
that
a while
with the
ago.
PS Plus, you know. So
It's interesting you bring up Destiny, and I feel
that's a weird one as well.
it is a weird one. And I feel like that's an awful free to play game because you're basically playing the demo because you're not being allowed to play any current content. Again, you have to, you know, so you're dropped into a game that you're incredibly lost in. You're just kind of fucked right off the get go.
If you can figure out how to follow the main quest line, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
that's
so-
the hard part.
it's
The map
just-
is pretty wild sometimes.
If I find that like sure it's free to play, but it's not. You know,
I think that's the
Yeah.
the stigma you're talking about. These games that were, you know, you had to pay full price for, and then once the gamer number or viewership or play count starts to go down, then they switch to free to play to try and bring back people in. And usually it's just a
But most of the games, that's not as big an issue. Like this Destiny, I think it's because to really get the most out of that game, you still have to buy all the expansion packs.
Oh, yeah,
so you're
100%.
still dropping a ton of coin. Whereas most of the others, like Rocket League and that, they just release the new levels and the new content
Yeah,
to everyone, and it's free to play. The new content's free to play.
You're not locked out.
And
Yeah.
and anything you're buying on Rocket League is just cosmetics, as Ian mentioned before.
I mean the games that
Some
you
pretty cool stuff too.
I mean, I'm trying to think of games
Oh
like
yeah.
like what World of Tanks, I guess. You know, Warframe. I mean, you know,
Like,
Uh,
any
ga-
mobile game.
Yeah, mobile, any free-to-play game where you have to buy a class or, buy a new class that then is more powerful maybe, or you have to grind to make it more powerful. Those
Or
are the
just
ones
buy some
that
currency.
those are the ones I think traditionally get that kind of. I mean, you can play Warframe completely free, but you're just going to be grinding a lot, Same thing with
Yeah.
I think World of Tanks, and I'm trying to think like what else is a lot of those like what can I think of it?
I do think a lot of free-to-play games suffer, or not suffer, but a lack of story. When I think of free-to-play games, a lot of them are games that really you enjoy by playing the multiplayer. They're not single-player story-driven campaigns. There are a few exceptions to that, but a lot of the free-to-play stuff is kind of the esports competitive type stuff like Overwatch, Rocket League,
A lot of shooty stuff.
Yeah, a lot
Warzone.
of battle royale games, basically.
Yeah. Even
know.
PUBG went free to play. It's like they're all going for
Yeah.
that method.
But how many of those do you guys actually play regularly?
None right now, no.
None. I don't think that was. I was thinking I've played quite a lot of these games, but
Yeah.
not for any consistent. Rocket League's really the only one that I've consistently come back to again and again.
So Rocket League I put on a what if list, and I did not put on my list.
Same here.
Because
I thought somebody
in
would
the
pick it.
it's okay if you picked it, that's fine. It is currently free to play, but I think I played the majority of it when it wasn't free to play. So it's like this.
Yeah, I suppose I got it with PlayStation Plus as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a
Kind
free
of
game,
made it.
and I actually bought, I bought some stuff to support them back then, but it wasn't then free to play when we were like peak playing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, and now it's just kind of once in a while I pop in. So is this kind of like one of those things like, well, I'll leave it off because but it totally is. I mean, Nick probably didn't really play it back when it came out originally, and now he's played it more now.
I only played it after it became free to play. But
Yeah,
I kind of had a question because I was just thinking about a game that went free to play, but also has microtransactions in it now. But if you bought it and played it beforehand, you didn't have the whole litany or like the whole ability to buy stuff. Team Fortress 2. I mean, for the longest time, it was just kind of like it was a game that you bought and you played. And then you kind of like slowly started, or actually, I can't remember if you actually could unlock like different gear and stuff, but eventually it became free to play, and then you could. I don't know if you could actually buy stuff or.
I've only played it
I think
under the free to play version, and then I don't remember what its microtransaction was like.
Yeah, see, I think I actually stopped playing before it actually became free to play and microtransaction like, but. I just know that I had like a few. There is kind of a. There was a period of time, I guess, where I was playing, and they started introducing like items and such. Just because I would get people randomly hit me up on Steam asking like, "Hey, I'll trade items for such items." So.
Oh, the hats.
Yeah, the
hats.
hat.
Fortress.
And I didn't know anything about it, but at the same point, it was just like I wasn't interested in it. And like I did kind of like a whole thing on Steam where it just basically said I'm not interested in, trading stuff right now. Leave me alone because I don't care, and neither should you. But I don't know. It was I don't know. It was just kind of an interesting transition for Team Fortress. I mean, it was like maybe that's kind of in the early days of microtransactions and stuff.
Do you think if we were kids nowadays and we didn't have money, we'd be playing a lot more of these games?
Oh yeah,
We'd
no
be
doubt.
experiencing it. You think? Like it's just because
Yeah.
we have our own means and we don't have to like rot away in the cesspool of free to play.
Well, also
that's an interesting generational angle to it. I never thought of that.
I don't also think it's just money, though. I mean, remember when you were a kid, you had a lot more time to play video games than you do as an adult. Or maybe some of us did.
Yeah.
But, now I'm a bit... I can only speak for myself, but I'm definitely more choosy about the games I choose to play. And even
But
then, I don't come home from school and put the game console on and play like 6 hours like I would when I was younger.
I will put this in the thing though. I will put this in the plus for free to play. I'll include Rocket League in this. I feel like I've had more moment to moment fun with free to play games than I have with, like, if I think about the times back when I was playing the first Warzone, or I think about all the time I spent playing Fortnite with Ryan and some of you other guys, and then all the current Rocket League stuff. I feel like there's been some really great, more fun moments than like just playing a game by myself. So I think, why is fun looked down upon?
But that's any co-op game. It's more accessible.
I guess.
Like, not everybody owns the co-op game you might own, but everybody has the free to play.
Yeah, if 5 of us have to buy the same game, it's pretty rare that we all buy this. We would all buy a copy, especially if it's $40+.
Yeah, and some of these big games, nowadays I don't have space for this on my hard drive because it's 90 gigs. If you're like playing Call of Duty and like 2 other games, your PlayStation 5's full. It's you got to be choosy when it comes to games that hog space. Like Fortnite, I don't think takes any hard drive space. It's like pretty slim.
Yeah, it's a simple
So
game.
it's just there, yeah.
Well, yeah, and generally you're downloading both games too, but.
And then I think the other big thing that's changed in the last couple of years is the cross-play as well. Because you remember when we first started playing Rocket League and those games, you could only play with the people who were in your system universe, whereas now it's like PC and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Although I'll always remember, it's not a free-to-play game, I'll always remember Ian and I playing Battlefront 2, a Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think, on the internet, on the PlayStation 2 against PC players, and it was just impossible.
Got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys spent any money on free-to-play games?
My daughter gave me $10 to buy the season pass for Sky Children of Light because she loves that game. But that's the closest I've
And
gotten.
did you, or you just pocket the money, Jared?
I did. I did buy her the season pass.
No, I can't say there's any that I've played enough to like, or there's been anything that I've really wanted.
Huh. I've spent a lot of money.
If you count Destiny 2 as a free to play game, I have bought season passes to play content with my brother.
Yeah, but then that's new content. You're playing the
It
content
is,
that
which
you
I had
have
to
to
buy.
buy. So it's no longer free to play.
Yeah, exactly. It's free to start. I think is the term we're looking for there.
Yeah, well,
Free to
that's
start.
there. It's basically an MMO.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? World of Warcraft, free to level 30 kind of shit.
Same with Final Fantasy 14, but I think you still have to buy the game.
No,
don't
you still have to buy Final Fantasy. That's straight up.
Yeah, but then you don't have to pay for a subscription until you get past level 30. But there's a lot to do before level 30. But you can't beat the game.
No, I've spent
Beat the main story.
quite a bunch of money. I think I spent $20 in the first Warzone. I have like 2 different skins.
Damn.
And then I've spent probably $30 to $40 on Fortnite. Because I have a lot of. Well, the cool thing about the season pass though, the cool thing about Fortnite though, and the season pass, if you buy the season pass once and then you play it all the way through, you usually have enough V-Bucks to then get the next season pass, at which you don't have to spend more money. That's what Ryan does. So Ryan plays Fortnite. He bought the season pass I don't know how many seasons ago. He just plays the entire season, and then by the time the season's done, he just re-ups with the V-Bucks he earned from that season. So you can play that game free.
Yeah, it's smart to do that. It gets people playing more.
But that becomes the grindy nature of the game, I guess. But if you really like the game, it's not really grindy, I guess. So I mean,
I just having fun.
I completed one season. I think that first time Ryan got into it, I think we both played a lot and we completed that season. I forget what season that was, but so I have completed a season, and it's not that awful. It's just I don't know how he keeps doing it. Like, I can't play that much Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, I actually enjoy playing Fortnite. I've played it by myself a couple of times. I've not always with you guys, and it's quite fun.
I like, at night, if I got like a half hour before I go to bed, I'll jump on, play a game, and try and kill a bunch of kids, and then go to bed.
I think that's what I like about quite a lot of these free-to-play games. They are relatively short, like rounds. They remind me a lot of like Counter-Strike. In that it doesn't take very long to play like a round.
Yeah.
I think it's
15
also
minutes.
cool that, like, for the most part, they're all reasonably really well made too. I mean, I run into very little bugs.
Yeah, the matchmaking works surprisingly well on most of them, and you don't seem to end up in a server with a bunch of people who are really high level.
And you talked about crossplay earlier, Dave, but like I think that's another thing that also saves these games, because then you're not just sitting there in a lobby for like hours. Now that you can play with anybody, you can find a game. And that's important for those games that need you to play them.
Yeah, what might have been 1,000 users on the PlayStation is now 4,000 because you've got the Switch, the PC, and the Xbox as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it used to be just this kind of bad, this moniker free to play, but I think it's proven to be a successful thing.
I almost feel like some of these titles now, though, they're becoming the AAA games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are really looking forward to like Overwatch 2, Fortnite.
I think there's also companies that use free to play as their last hurrah, where they brought a game out for retail and it failed miserably, so they put it as free to play, hoping to survive and keep their heads above water before inevitably closing down. So I mean, it's working for some people and it's not for others if it's done right, I guess. So it's going to be around. It's going to be around for a long time.
I think where it gets disgusting is like, more into like the mobile market, which we're not really talking about, which is fine.
Yeah.
But like, as long as like that kind of stays out of the console PC thing, that's cool. But the Diablo Immortal was pretty cool. I played that for a little bit, and that's free to play, and you have to grind, but whatever. That's what that game is, right? You grind and loot and
Yeah, that's always been that game.
Yeah.
But some of those mobile games can be kind of gross. But yeah, all right, cool. I just wanted to, before we get into our list, I wanted to like prime the topic, what we thought about it, and let's talk about this beer, the Bud Light Chelada. What do we know about the Bud Light Chelada? Did anyone Google Bud Light Chelada?
Nope.
This is not a beer. This is
Did
just
when I was looking for it.
There must be Bud Light somewhere in there.
Yeah.
This is worse than Steel Reserve.
Whoa, wow. Dave doesn't like
Dave
it.
doesn't like it.
Oh, that's
Okay.
awesome.
It stinks. I can't stand the smell. I've told my nose when I'm drinking it. I'm trying to power through, but
Do you like V8, Dave?
No, I'm not a big V8 fan, so that's already.
Do you like clam in your V8, Dave?
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for the combination, and then the burn on the back of the throat.
Oh, I love the tiny bit of heat there.
It just tastes like gross.
Yeah.
It just tastes gross.
Yeah. I'd rather have I think of all the beers we've drunk on the show, this is the worst.
Wow.
Yes.
man.
That's okay. This is what I'm doing now when I'm picking beers. And Dave, you pretty much nailed it. I want to pick the worst beers. Like we're always trying to. I feel like we're trying to pick good beers. I want to go the opposite way.
Oh.
And Aaron kind of fucked it up for me because he indirectly picked a bad beer. And now, because I actually went online to look up what are the worst rated beers, and Bud Light Chelada was one of them.
Oh,
That
really?
came up on several different lists.
Some people must love this because I mean, you see it everywhere.
It's been around a
not-
while. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're obviously selling a shit ton of it. I don't know who to.
You've
But
been
That's why I was.
I don't know. Maybe it makes a good drain
Bryn loves
cleaner.
it. Bryn loves it.
And
She loves
drain
it.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Every night,
I
mean,
feel like it would clog
back,
your drains.
back
instead
in
of
the day
cleaning
when
them.
we would party, Bryn and I would go out and hang out, and then like the next morning when we get like hangover breakfast, she'd always order a red beer because it's a good hangover beer.
Yeah, totally.
Hair of the dog and all that salt. Yeah. Nick, you've been quiet. What do you think about it?
I'm dumping this out. I hate it. This is garbage.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Fuck this shit.
That's why I picked Genesee originally, because I was like, that's a shitty beer too.
I'm
sure.
kind of with Nick. I'm just too cheap to dump it out. I'm probably just gonna power through.
I'm not powering through this. I don't give a fuck.
Jared, where are you on this?
I like it. I've had red beers in the past, and I really liked it. And this is just I don't have to mix it. I don't have to buy two things.
I like it too. I'm in. Where are you at with it, John?
Do you want me to? I have the descriptor.
Yeah.
On the
read the
on my
descriptor.
phone. Okay. So, you know how much I love copies. The refreshing taste of Bud Light with the richness of a Clamato tomato cocktail.
Yeah.
This distinctive blend delivers a flavor that refreshes. To best enjoy, gently rotate the chilled can once before pouring. Then pour over ice into a traditional goblet-style glass and garnish with a slice of lime.
Oh,
Interesting.
I guess we should have done it properly, I guess.
Maybe that's why I don't like it.
I just need a celery. Is what I want. I want like a celery and just like
that's
some
like
celery.
your Bloody Mary beer.
Yeah.
Maybe like some coriander to
No, fuck
just
that.
kind of fresh it.
Dude, fuck that shit.
Every sip of this beer makes me cringe.
All right. All right, let's rate it with the thumbs. I'm going up, dude.
Oh man, yeah, thumbs up here.
Fuck yeah, baby.
3 thumbs up.
3 out of 5
2 thumbs
Chubs,
down.
baby.
Oh yeah.
I hate you guys.
It's good.
Love you too, Dave.
It's great. You know what? Now that I know this, Modelo has like a series of chiladas.
They do,
that we
a lot
can...
of them. But Ian, I mentioned earlier that Bud Light Chelada has a spicy version. Total Wine actually has single cans of
All
it
right, I'll
on
check it
their
out.
singles aisle.
And this
Yeah,
was
I want to buy
Dave's
one now.
last podcast.
I mean, you could just pop some.
Yeah, Dave
you
quit.
could just pop some Tabasco in it and then mix it up. That's
Oh
what.
yeah, good point.
Well, no, all that means, Dave, is like, just watch yourself when you're picking those dark beers in the future. Like, now that I know your kryptonite.
There's whole lines of this stuff. Ian could be picking for weeks.
We're just gonna go tick for tack on the podcast.
I actually feel like this beer would taste better if I was throwing it up.
Oh.
And I may be later tonight.
This is delicious. It's delicious.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, you can't
It's
say I
great.
didn't give it a try.
No, congratulations. Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
I like it.
I think Nick
No,
is losing his right now. He disappeared.
Yeah.
I watched your face when you first started drinking it, Dave, and it's pretty much the same face you're making right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Little too
the
salty
worst beer
tomato.
I've had on the show, I think, to date, is probably that fucking peanut butter stout. So like that in comparison,
Oh,
to,
really? Angry Beaver?
I would rather like that's
Man, I like that stuff.
oh, that's disgusting. That's like a comic beer, man. That's like
That's awesome.
ugh. That's an awful brewery.
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
want to try to find that 0 out of 6 beer. That's what my goal is.
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
think-
think thumbs down. Yeah.
I don't think you're ever gonna find it. But
JPK trying to race
know.
to the bottom.
I don't think.
Yeah,
This was probably
but Aaron fucked my game up. He picked like
Yeah,
a
he got pretty close.
craft beer, and like
You just need to find the
What?
coriander ale. I mean, that's what you
I need
need.
to find like the spicy, like herbs and spiciest beer I can find. That seems to be the common denominator.
We also have such varied taste.
Maybe a coriander
We do.
malt IPA.
We have such varied taste that it's gonna be hard.
habanero beers.
45 coriander.
Habanero beers are like pretty rank because they give you that heat and then they're like back in the
No one
fridge.
likes sours.
Make your
I could find-
stomach boil. I love sours.
Okay,
Oh,
one out of
sours.
5. I gotta find.
You'd have to
I
find
could
an
find
awful
like a habanero
sour.
sour.
Let's go.
That may be the game changer.
I like spicy stuff. And
Habanero
sours.
sour
Let's,
chelada.
Let's see.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of sours, but every once in a while it's like a 1 in 10 chance you might find one that I love. Because anyway,
All right, John. What game are you pairing Bud Light Chelada?
I'm doing Call of Juarez Bound in Blood
Nice.
because part of it takes place in Mexico. It's the Old West. I kind of doubt they had Clamato or Clamato juice.
Bound in
back then,
Clamato. Bound in Chelada.
Yeah, soaked in chelada.
Soaked in Chelada. All right, there you go. All right. Choo-choo-choo-choo-choo. Sorry, Dave. You win some, you lose some. Also,
know.
you, Nick. Sorry, you guys.
Nick,
didn't
what
like
are you
it.
washing this down with?
Stella.
Stella.
Anything.
Anything.
Toilet
anything.
water.
Well, now let's get back to free-to-play games. We're going to do our top 3 favorites. Jared, you get to kick us off.
I built my list based on the amount of playtime. I didn't really calculate, but the ones that were most memorable and I played the most of. The first being Dauntless, which is like a free-to-play Monster Hunter.
Pretty good game.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I played quite a bit of that.
I believe it
and,
has a PS5
had tons
version.
of fun. Yeah, I don't know if they have a PS5 version.
I think that
but,
does. I think that does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did download it and played it a little bit. Yeah. And I don't even remember it throwing anything in my face to buy anything. So I don't even remember what their like store is. You know, it's really easy to jump into. And if you liked Monster Hunter, it's a free-to-play version of that.
I played it for quite a bit in the beginning, then just
Yeah,
stopped.
we played together a few times.
Mhm. It was a pretty cool
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's great.
Good choice. Nick to win. What's your number 3?
Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That came to consoles too, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. It
So,
started
but,
on
I mean,
mobile.
that's a game that you can actually play. I mean, they do have microtransactions in it, but it's almost pointless to actually do it because you can actually play it all the way through, max out your vault and everything. And I mean, you're not grinding away for years to do it. I mean, you do this in fairly short order period of time. It's almost kind of dumb to actually partake in the microtransactions in it, but yeah, it's a free to play game. I play the mobile versions, but it's just fun to pick up and play for maybe like a month or two.
I
every
played it
now and
once.
again.
Yeah.
I remember when they just like ghost drop that
Yeah.
at the Bethesda thing. It's like, oh, here's this game. Oh, and it's right now. You can play it.
Yeah, that was fun. That's when I downloaded it and played it a little bit, and that's about it.
Yeah, I never got into it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay, I get it.
I mean, you could play it more if they didn't have like a cap on the amount of dwellers you could have living in your vault. But I mean, it's like once you hit that cap, then it's like you're basically done.
cool. All right. Dave,
Yeah.
what's your number 3?
Mine actually. I've played a lot of these games, but I haven't played a lot of them very deeply. But one I really enjoyed was Fall Guys.
Oh,
I
my
just-
God.
Oh yeah, Fall Guys
Yeah.
is neat. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that, and I played that a bit with my son and my nephew and all the rest of it. We take it in turns, and I just liked how simple it was, and I liked how it was kind of knockout pyramid and just like stupid levels. Never did win it, but
Well, yeah, just falling down and tripping over everything. It's just like the comic goodness that you enjoy out of a dumb game show like that.
yeah, it's like it's knockout basically, except you get to play. So it does hit some buttons. I just don't know how long that game will be around because obviously it's one that I think people get tired of pretty
It's
quick.
pretty popular.
The reason I stopped playing it is because I thought it was all about you trying to champion over everybody else, but they have co-op bits where you have to work with a team of nobody you can communicate with ever.
That's the
Oh,
point.
wow, I
So,
never
and-
got to that bit. Yeah, that was
Yeah, there's certain parts that you have to do team-based things. So if your team completely blows, you're just done no matter what. It's like just you can't help your team. So it's I didn't like that and I deleted it.
I just thought it was one of the more original ones because it wasn't
Oh
a
yeah.
Royale third
Dude,
person.
I remember installing that, playing it, losing, uninstalling it. It's like, this
Yeah,
is dumb.
that quick.
This is
10
fucking...
minutes later.
Like, why did I even bother?
It is almost mobile game like level of game, isn't it? Really,
But it's got a lot of like crossovers. It's got like different
Yeah,
costume,
tons
like
of
yeah.
costumes.
Yeah.
Even like the Doom guy and the Kako demon from Doom. I mean, they have all kinds of random weird shit that they have in there. It's fun. It's
and I
neat.
do enjoy that actually when you see all the people start off and you can see all the costumes and characters. You don't often see that in a lot of the other games we talk about.
Mhm.
John, what is your number 3?
Destiny 2.
Nice.
Worst.
Yeah, I love Destiny 2. I've been playing a lot of that lately.
I bought that for $8. Come on now.
I did it on Game Pass.
before it went free to play.
Oh yeah, it is on Game Pass for free, or I mean
Yeah.
for
Well,
Game Pass price.
Not free then.
Game Pass price.
Well, it's
Game
part
Pass.
of the service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Destiny. I do miss the spectacle, and the spectacle of Destiny is pretty awesome. I did forget that, and then kind of remembered it once I started playing Destiny 2 in terms of the different backgrounds and planets and arenas you played, and also the bosses. I do. Bungie definitely does a great job with their world building and
Yeah, it
environment.
feels like a real world.
I'm
And the
pretty excited to
gunplay
play on
is
Neptune
so
come
good
this
as well.
February.
So,
Cool. Destiny.
Yeah, awesome, Ian.
I'm gonna go with Warframe.
Okay.
Nice. I'm
That's on
surprised
my
that
list.
isn't higher on your list.
It's not because of this, just kind of the amount of having to grind a lot of stuff.
But you were like super hot for that game for a while.
No, I played it a bunch, and then Jared played it more.
I got all the trophies in
yeah.
like the first part of the game. I mean, there's a gajillion trophies, but like the first trophy release, I got all the trophies in that, and I played the hell out of it. And I love it. Yeah, it's great. I do want to get back into it someday, but
Not
there's
counting
not free to play games to play.
If I'm not counting Destiny, it's probably the strongest story in a free to play game. There's it has cutscenes and stuff, but no, I just like the mechanics, and it's fun to kill stuff, and it's a pretty tight game. I don't know. I played it on Switch for a little while. Started it over because I couldn't. It's a whole nother story, but yeah, no, Warframe. I think it's kind of this weird, the documentary about it, and like just the story of that developer making that game and how it succeeded, and how many times it had to reinvent what free to play was for it because it kept changing. And
They're working on a new game. I'm very excited for it to come out. I think hopefully this year.
yeah, I think it's kind
Soulframe.
of a Souls like. We'll see.
We'll see.
Didn't Warframe come from, because they made Dark Sector, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same developers that did, and didn't Warframe
yes.
kind of spring from Dark Sector in terms of some of the art
I think
direction?
it's actually part of the story. I think it's some story
for
that actually
real?
pulls
You
from that.
actually can use glaives.
Yeah, you can use Glaze, but I think there's actual
wow.
story. I think that story ties in. Yeah, no, so like that company, what are they called? Something. Anyway, they're also the original team that worked with Epic back in Unreal Tournament time. So like, and then they split. When Unreal split, that team left, and they went and did a bunch of. So that team's been around forever. Yeah, but yeah, Warframe's cool. Jared,
Yeah.
number 2.
Warframe.
Warframe.
Nick.
Nick, number 2.
I'll just go Rocket League.
Rocket League.
I didn't know. I thought about this for a while, and it's just I don't know where to.
It's a great game.
Rocket League.
It's a great game.
It is. It's fun. I mean,
Yeah,
when I
totally.
got to it, it was free to play, and I actually haven't spent any money on it. So like all the cool stuff that I have, as little as it may be, it's all earned, baby. I did it with my hard work, blood, sweat, and
There you
tears.
go.
I didn't pay my way up into. I didn't pay for my goal song or anything like that.
Yeah, the only annoying part about Rocket League as free to play is every once in a while you get a treasure chest thrown in your face that you can't open without the season pass.
Or you get things to open, and they're just blueprints or ugly things you don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get a bunch of trash.
Yeah, so the only things I ever bought for that game were before it went free to play, so I bought actual cars, Now you can't do that the same way. Anyway.
Oh, you have to earn them through the season pass?
I think you can buy them, but it's just not the same. Like but they're all like they're they're curated, whereas like the DeLorean car, if back when the game was just the game, if you wanted the DeLorean, you just went to the PSN store and bought the DeLorean,
Yeah.
Now, I don't even think that car shows up anymore. It's probably rare now to get that.
I remember you buying that DeLorean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and the
remember that.
Batmobile, didn't you?
I have the DeLorean and I have the Fast and the Furious Skyline.
Nice.
Okay.
I have a Batmobile.
Yeah, thought so.
Anyway,
I've played with you, Ian, and then I played with Dave recently, and it's interesting playing because both times it was just doubles, and it's interesting to play with two different people because Ian, you love to play as a goalie, and then for
Mhm.
Dave and I, it's just a free for all. So it's just kind of like, oh fuck, we gotta come up with a strategy now.
Yeah,
Like-
scramble defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
yeah. Dave, number 2.
Ah, well, I just want to come back to the beer briefly. I finally finished it.
Congratulations.
I saw you rinsing. You were actually
I'm rinsing,
like,
and I still can't
gargling.
get rid of the flavor. So yeah, it's still the worst thing I've ever drunk. Anyway, number 2 for me was probably World of Tanks. We played that for
Oh wow.
a little
I
while,
played a
and
little bit of that.
I really enjoyed that game. I don't know why I didn't stick with it because it's the kind of game I've always wanted. It's like that. It's got that right mix of like pace and strategy. It's all about getting into tactical positions and
Knowing where parts are
not
on
just
the tank.
going straight into the running and gunning
Uh-huh.
necessarily. There is a time for that, but I always like that. I've never played the World of Ships or the one that they do that's the fighter planes. Always
War
imagine
Thunder.
Yeah, War Thunder. Imagine the ship one could be kind of similar to the tanks, but I did enjoy the tank game when we played it.
You sunk my battleship.
I didn't play World of Ships, but I played the spaceship version, the Dreadnought one. That's actually pretty cool.
Huh.
Anyway.
Dave, did you hear recently that the World of Tanks? There's a story that the community would get so hot and bothered over the historical accuracy of the tanks that they were using classified documents to
Yes,
to
they were
show
public.
that you couldn't have actually
challenge.
destroyed me because according to this classified schematic of this tank, I'm protected.
Yeah, the armor here is strong, or my turret turns at so many degrees per second. Kind of like, yeah. I think there was a British
Jeez.
tank, a French tank. There was the Sidewinder missile. There was some Chinese like tank round, and there was a bunch of them. Like people keep publish these classified documents, and they get took down like, 4 or 5 hours later. But
Wow.
it's funny.
That's intense.
I mean, that game's, I mean,
Been
you
around
still
a long
it's been a
time.
long time. It still keeps going, and you still see ads like Arnold Schwarzenegger, hawking
Yeah.
the season, new season, World of Tanks. I don't know. I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No one's ever
impression.
played Shadow Rage of late.
Shadow.
Come
Shadow.
on, everybody does an Arnold.
Arnold. All right, John. What's your number 2?
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Nice.
No build, baby.
No build.
Yeah, I haven't played it since No
Yeah.
Build came.
Uh,
Once
for a
Ian
long
turned me
while.
on to no build, I was like, okay, this is a much better game.
I'm all in.
So
Yeah,
the
I did-
majority of what I played was during the build years with Ryan. So like so the the no build thing is new and it's fun and I like it better. But like I would
Yeah,
still say my
same.
majority of time has been spent with the building.
I could never get the hang of that build in like in a way that made sense, that it added anything to the game for me.
I would never build. So when I play with Ryan would
Yeah,
just do
it's
all the
just
building
annoying.
and then I would just run with him and hop on his buildings.
Yeah,
But,
it's just annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Fortnite does a great job of I think they do a great job of being a kind of a pop culture catalyst in terms of the content they put in, what's hot at the current time.
Yeah,
and
you
then
could
they
get
do
Isaac of Dead Space right now. Because of the Dead Space
Oh,
remake.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, Isaac's in it right
yeah,
now?
right now.
That's awesome.
But they do a great mix of like popular retro stuff and popular current stuff, and then I think I always appreciate when anyone, doesn't matter what medium it is, but they're still experimenting with the game, and I think Fortnite does a great job of introducing new things into the game and then cycling them out of the game, and then if it was popular enough, they'll bring it back into the game. So
I mean-
yeah, I think Fortnite has done a great job.
Right.
I
I
really
mean,
like
what other game can I
on
be
it.
rogue with a lightsaber and then I can fly down? What is the demon from Doom? The big round.
The Caco Demon.
Yeah.
Cyber Demon.
That one.
Oh.
So like I fly down with I use him as a parachute.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
there's so many random like where else are you gonna get just random bullshit like pop
Yeah,
culture
that's so
mashups?
rad.
You know.
Amalgamation.
I know.
I love
it's
that.
Just funny. Anyway.
Ian.
It's a solid game too. It's just really fun to play. My number 2 is going to be Rogue Company. I've tried so hard to get you guys to play this game, but no one wants to play it. But that's cool.
I downloaded it a couple of times, and you were done playing it by the time I downloaded it.
I
so
played
I usually
it.
just deleted it.
I played it a
Yeah.
lot when it released. I played it quite a bit. I spent some
seemed
money.
cool.
It's basically third person Counter-Strike, but the characters have they're specialists. So they have different abilities.
That's cool.
I did spend some money, and I have a Doctor Disrespect skin. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, no, I thought that game was great. I enjoyed it.
When's his free-to-play game coming out?
It's probably 2025, but
Yeah, a long ways off. Yeah.
yeah, because they just started that last year, and this will be the year where they really work on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Rogue Company, I think is cool. And High Res Studios, they do a lot of other games like.
Didn't it have a name before Rogue Company? It had a different name, didn't it?
No.
Is that?
It's always
Am I
Rogue
thinking
Company.
of a different game?
They've done some other free to play. They've done a lot of other
Okay.
free to play games. They have I forget what they're called.
Because I thought there was a free-to-play game that started as something, and then they changed the name. I thought that was it,
I don't know if
but
it's
I
Rogue
guess
Company.
I am wrong.
I mean, there's so many I could have chosen here.
Yeah.
Like I was really big into Apex Legends when that first came out, so that was a good game.
No, you played tons of Rogue Company.
But I've played way more Rogue Company, so I
Yeah.
mean, I almost have the platinum in that game. As weird as that is.
Dang, go for it.
But no. Anyway, Jared, you're number 1.
Genshin Impact.
Oh my God, Genshin Impact.
It's a lot of fun to play, and there's tons of story, lots of story, all voice acted, and high quality. The graphics are beautiful, like the art style they chose. I never felt walled off. I mean, there's certain areas I don't have access to yet because my level isn't high enough. Which, I mean, you have to grind a little bit for that. Free to play, to buy stuff, I'm guessing it's about I don't know, ways to boost your experience or something, upgrade your weapons. I don't know, but every moment I played that game, I had a good time. You can play it like a co-op, with people randomly asking you to be co-op. I played with my daughter a couple times, and she spent tons of time in it. Had a great time as well. I mean, it's tons of great story. It's wonderfully done.
Are you still playing it?
I want to. I don't.
What platform do you play it on?
It's on PS4, PS5,
PlayStation.
it's on everything. I think
on everything.
PC, Xbox.
I think it's on
Switch.
mobile too, right?
I think they're still trying to figure out how to release it on Switch. They haven't done it yet.
But isn't it a
But
mobile
I
game
think it's
too?
coming. Yes, it's mobile. It's huge on mobile, and it runs great. I played it on my phone once. Yeah, it does. Yeah, on my last phone, so like an older phone, it ran perfect.
Jared and his waifus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's tons of characters. A lot of sexy ladies. Some adorable chick-looking dudes. That kind of stuff.
You got your Aloy though, right?
Yeah. I did a bunch of grinding. I earned Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West. So I have Aloy in the game. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, the characters are awesome. They're all voice acted, and all that stuff, and it's really really good.
It's kind of funny because
I recommend it to anybody.
I totally forgot that was a free to play game for some reason, and it
Yeah.
totally. I mean, I played it when it first came to PlayStation, so and it's fun.
Yeah, tons of stuff to do. Yeah.
Nick, what is your number one?
Yes.
What is your number 1? Chelada.
Yes, Chelada, the online experience. It's a game where you try and finish the fucking beer without throwing it the fuck out, which I lost
Oh boy,
clearly.
it's
No,
not free
but
to play either. It's
I
the
just
cost.
finished my
You're either
second
throwing
60
it out
ounce
or
beer. Yeah.
throwing
No,
it up.
it's a game that has many costs that you're completely unaware of. No, I'll just go with. I'm just gonna go with Ebony: Return of the King.
I haven't heard it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's mostly a mobile game. I
Is
don't
that
know if you
Lord
can
of the
play
Rings
it on.
stuff?
No, it's not Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's if you're playing other mobile games, you probably see like an ad for it pop up, like you're trying to like solve kind of like a little bit of a puzzle, trying to get some character to get to the loot, which it
Oh,
is
it's
initially
that
what
game. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
it initially attracted me. I mean, that was kind of initially what attracted me to the game. I mean, I saw it for years, and I finally broke down and started to play it. But the neat thing about that is that's only like kind of a small fraction of what the game is. It's kind of a whole city building, army building. You play with other people online. I mean, it's like a really big game. Like you can like team up with people in these things called alliances, and you can team up to attack enemies in this overworld map. um they have these things called server wars where like when you start playing, you're kind of assigned to a server, but there's other players like on other different servers, and they can come into your server and attack you and try and steal all your resources and vice versa. I mean, it's a much more in-depth game than just kind of what the commercials that you have to watch.
It sounds like what
It's
Warcraft would have been if they continued old school Warcraft.
maybe I've never played any sort of Warcraft anything.
Command and
but
Conquer.
maybe there's a little bit of Command and Conquer in here.
Starcraft. Yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of genre.
I guess.
Keep digging
but
that
I mean,
hole, Jared. Just keep digging.
It's
Dig,
not-
dig,
it's
digging a
dig.
not.
hole. He's just. But no, it's
What is it
just
called?
from
What is this called?
Ebony.
Ebony.
I mean,
And Ivory.
I guess
If Ebony was
like
spelt
that,
with a
but-
V.
right. But the great thing about it is, I mean, I have spent money on this, but I've never felt like the need to. I felt like I've just kind of I could progress on my own without actually having to need to. I just kind of have, just because there were some pretty good deals for some stuff, and so I just said, "What the hell?" But
Cool.
generally, it doesn't seem like you need to. You can actually play.
Oh,
very full
this
version.
game.
Yeah, that game.
The game where you're fucking scrolling through like Facebook or Instagram, and there's like a guy, he shoots an arrow at it and it bounces, or like you unlock and it, like he burns up. I mean, like you pull the doors and the
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
lava
on
goes into the
Facebook,
water.
It's all over the place. Yeah.
Involved for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh my
Is that
god,
what
I was
it
like,
is?
Eh,
Okay.
And the funny thing is I've never actually played any of those like puzzles that you see in the commercials. I mean,
Where they fail
you-
every single one, it's annoying.
yeah.
You just,
Yeah. Oh no, the commercials are annoying as fuck.
it's
but
like
I mean,
common
that's kinda-
sense, and yet they
Oh,
can't
okay.
seem to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I finally bit it just because I mean, just a puzzle portion.
How much
of it
do you
just
play
seemed kinda
this?
Like,
Did you click on the Facebook?
oh, I
ad?
play it every day.
Oh my god.
But
Just
I'm
sitting in
sorry.
your
Spent
sitting
money
in
on
your
it,
truck.
Ian.
Just sitting in your truck,
What?
like you like sitting at
Yeah.
lunchtime and he's like just playing it.
uh-huh,
Do you play it on your phone
but,
or
I
on your
mean,
tablet?
my tablet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of obnoxious because I have to hold my tablet upright as opposed to hold it. So I have to like play it like this, where areas other games I play like this.
When did you how long
but,
have you been playing this then? You play it every day for how long so far?
Probably a few months.
A few
I
months.
mean,
Wow.
less than a year.
Less than a
I
year.
mean, it's an older game. It's been around for a while, but
Yeah, I mean the ads have
it's-
been around for years, I feel like.
yeah. No, absolutely. And it's just I thought it was going to be like a puzzle game, and then it's like it's so much more.
Oh,
mean,
interesting.
It's a whole kind of
Why
fantasy.
isn't this your number one?
What? It is his number one.
It
Isn't
is my number one.
Yeah.
It is his number
Yeah,
one.
it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're
It's my
already at
number
number one, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed it's his number one. It's like, what? All right.
No,
Yeah,
I love it.
it's-
I love it.
It's funny.
No, it was just such a surprise to see how much more of a game it was than beyond just the stupid commercial puzzles.
Was this
that
just
it
like a
was showing
drunken
you.
purchase one night? You're just like drunk and you're just
Huh.
like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get this finally, see what it's about.
No, I mean, it wasn't drunken. It was just let's.
Just do
I
it.
mean, because like I said, it's not a game
purchase,
that
it's
you
free.
really. Yeah, it's free to play. Then like this, what this whole show is about.
So what are they
You're
charging
selling
you?
this game to me. You're selling
What?
this game to me, Nick. I want to try
So
it.
what when you if you were to buy something, what are you buying? Like turns
Loot?
or something?
It's no, it's
Can you not play every
um,
day, or you have a time limit, or?
no. There's no time limit. Well, I mean, it just depends on what you do because I mean this game is fairly in depth, but it's what you buy is you buy like what I buy is you get some form of currency. You get so there's also some resource building aspect in it there too. So there's you get speed ups for it.
Oh,
So
I got you.
rather than having to sit here and wait for
Right. Speed it
hours or
up.
days for something, you can speed it along. And then there's like resources that you can use to build like you've got characters, they're called generals. You can equip them with various implements like armor and weapons and so on and so forth. And you can actually craft stuff for them too.
So have you spent
I mean,
much money play on this game? Are you comfortable with sharing?
Yeah, I've probably spent less than $50. Because
I
like
put a
the stuff
reverse
that
mortgage on my house.
yeah,
The reverse.
I basically bought a second house just so I could get another mortgage, and then so I could revert or so I could get a HELOC,
Eh.
so I could pretend to do upgrades, but really I'm just.
I mean,
buying
I
more
think
speed
you're.
ups for
I mean, you're exactly doing what this episode's about. I mean, like, it's
okay.
wonderful. I love it.
Well, no, it's
John,
great.
are you
I
gonna
mean,
play this game?
He's downloading it right now.
John, are you downloading it?
No, I'm seriously, I'm tempted to try. I'll download it right now. Why not?
Now that it's more in depth than like with the ad, like, because the ad makes it seem so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Huh.
I mean,
this
part
is
of
half
the
the
part of
episode
the
right now is on Ebony.
like part of the frustration with the ad is like as you said, it's like the whatever they're presenting is like, you idiot, what are you doing?
Why are you failing every
it's-
single one of these trials?
And it's like you want to jump in and it's like, no, let me show you how to do it. And of course you get the game and it's like you don't play those levels at all. You kind of start from ground zero, and I think you eventually work your way up to it, but I mean those puzzles are still in it, and
You'd think it'd
You
be
actually
right up
get
front since
stuff.
that's all they advertise about it.
Yeah, right.
well, yeah, and that's the crazy thing is some of the commercials are like, I remember there's this one spokes guy who says, "Aren't you tired of mobile ads that show you the game that you don't actually get to play? Well, this is one of the games where it actually is what it is." And I
Not
kinda wanna punch
really.
that guy. I mean, I kind of want to punch the guy in the face because he lied, but at the same point, he is massively underselling what this game is.
There you go.
I mean, it's
Well,
not just.
I
a stupid
downloaded
puzzle.
Nick, so I'm gonna try it out. You sold me on it.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Next,
John's gonna get
mobile
fired from his job
man.
now, and
Well, yeah,
he's never
'cause
gonna go do a
Aaron
side
failed.
job again. He's gonna get
Yeah.
kicked out
Jake,
of his house.
You'll just see me doing this like Aaron style, but I'll be out on the street.
He'll
Yeah.
be a new whale.
He'll be
for
selling
it.
fentanyl to get the upgrades.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Don't touch it, John. You might just.
John, be
you
careful.
Might, just looking at it, you might die. Just be
A
careful.
lot of addictive substances
Oh my
down there in
God.
Vegas, so be careful.
Well, I'm not a part of the police force. so I
Yeah,
should
in
be good.
unfortunately, you have to be a police
Yeah.
officer in order to die from it. So you're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Dave.
Yeah,
Oh,
my friend had 5 fentanyls, and now he's sorry. Go on.
Dave, what's your number one free to play game?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
No, sorry. Rocket League.
Rocket
Rocket
League.
League, yeah. Good
Yeah,
choice.
I mean that for me, that's like of all the ones that I've played, it's the one that's stuck. I mean,
It's the one you get an
played it.
invite from Dave from. Like, it's the one game he plays. It's like, oh, hey, can you play this right now?
It's the one game we've talked about more than Destiny on this podcast.
Yeah, so
I don't know about
I
that.
won't bore you with it, but I've played it like twice. I've played it twice this week, once with JPK and then once on my own, and then it's like, sometimes I won't play it for a month or two, and then but I'll come back to it and I'll play a few matches. And I'm more than like even if I've got other games I'm like working on or whatever, it's just like a great palate cleanser, and I really enjoy it.
It's funny.
It's a nice break. Like if you're trying to grind something and maybe you're stuck and you just need a break from it, just like go and play a couple of matches.
It can be so frustrating though.
I did play it with JPK, and we had some frustrating matches, and then we won some too, which is good. But then I think the weekend before that, it was a weekend that Exquisite had a show, and we got trashed, and after we had dumped off all the gear, and Jeremy lives next door basically, so as we were walking home, he's like, let's just play video games. Can we go to your place? I was like, yeah, let's go play some Rocket League. So he came to my place, trashed off our asses. He's never played it. He doesn't know how it works. So we're playing split screen Rocket League downstairs, trying to be quiet, but my wife next morning was super pissed because we were just being loud. You know how that is when you're drunk.
Yeah.
But like, he's never really played it. We're playing it split screen, drunk, and I'm just throwing this because I don't play anything but competitive. So it's like, fuck this. We're just going in the deep end, motherfucker. And he's like, okay. And then it's just like losing upon losing. Losing. But like, it's our own fault. Like if I was just like just not there. And then when we finally win, it's just like this magical
feels
moment.
Great.
And then it's like, all right, you can go home
I
now.
had that the other night. I logged on and I was like, I'll just play a warm-up game or two before I invite anyone. So the first game I got on this team, we win 12-1.
12-1.
The second game we win 5-0 in doubles, and then the third game it was like 6-1, and I was scoring like 2-3 goals at least in the last two matches, and I scored half the goals in the first match. And at that point I was like, it ain't gonna get any better than this. And I just switched it off and went and did something else, because I was like,
totally,
man, that's when it gets you, is it gets that hook into you, and then you're like, oh yeah, JPK, Ian, you guys, do you want to play? And someone will come on with you, and it'll just be like 10 straight matches of like defeat.
Yeah.
Not because we're bad, but it'll just match you up with like people are just your kryptonite. So.
Or you're bad. You just gotta come to terms with it sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about that game, though. That I like. In some respects, it's sometimes you just feel like there's a great flow to it. Other times you don't. But also other times, like sometimes you'll play teams that just play in a way that the way you play is always going to beat them, and then you'll play other teams that just the way they play just doesn't gel with the way you play, and there's no way you're going to win. It's an interesting game in that respect. But I love that game. I think it's
evergreen.
It's one I'll. Yeah,
I think all of us like it quite a bit. Yeah,
it does reminds me of all the old like couch co-op games back when I first started playing video games. Where
we did 4-player split screen on that game a lot.
Yeah.
4 versus 4 chaos matches. Those were epic.
It's the reason our user accounts are on Aaron's PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Now, if I could get rid of that, I would be very happy. I was playing Mass Effect today. I got logged out twice. I wouldn't mind if it's like the first time. Okay, maybe you're looking for a user account, but did you not notice the second time that you got logged out of that account because it's not fucking yours?
Just change your password.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should still be able to not have. I mean, they should be able to use your account. I mean, use your user login, but they shouldn't be able to use your account still.
It logs me out. It logs me out and
weird.
says like someone's else has signed into your
And
account.
even after you did the whole sign out thing,
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna look and see. Maybe because I thought I'd done the whole
on my PS5. I don't know if that would make a difference for if it's on a PS4. They're logging
no,
in.
it's still because I still see you play Minecraft, JPK.
yeah, just change your password. If you change your password, then they won't be able to log in. That's probably the easiest way to do it.
Oh, is that okay? That's
just change
Because
your password.
it had what's supposed to happen when you go through the thing online is that it'll supposed to sign out of all the systems. But then what I also did, because I had never done it, I added two-step verification. So then so then when he tried to do it, he can't. So it just
Okay.
so like I would just change your password or add two-step, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I think I
it's
have
still going to show.
two-step, but
It's
I
still
have not had it
possible.
for a long
It's still
time, but,
possible
yeah.
it'll show up with the Minecraft glitch that you're playing, because for some reason it does that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect your account. Like it won't. You'll stop losing. Unfortunately, you'll stop winning trophies.
Yeah.
Well, he
Minecraft-
never got
Minecraft
trophies. I'm the
for
only
you.
one who got trophies.
You were winning. You were playing a lot of Gang Beasts today, John.
Yeah,
I don't
you.
know.
Gang Beasts is where it's at apparently for you.
You got new
Jesus
trophies, gang beasts.
Aaron, if you're listening to this, fix that shit, please.
He's not listening to this.
Yes. Anyway, cool. So John, what's your number one?
My number one, can you guess, Ian?
I'm gonna say Warzone, but which one? One or two?
Got it.
Which one's better, one or two?
Two. I have sweeter memories with one, but two I feel like is better. But yeah, this game is I mean, I played Warzone 1 when it came out during the pandemic.
I played a bit.
And
I played a
then
little bit.
and I'm still playing 2 here and there with my friend Kevin. And we sometimes play with his wife, and he just shouts at her, and
he's
make
okay with
jokes
that?
He's about what?
No, nothing. So Warzone's
But no,
cool.
it's a fun. It's a fun. I really like it. I think. I mean, I like Fortnite, but Warzone just. I don't know what it is about War. I think it's just because I play with Kevin. Like it really is. The game we've come up together with, kind of in a way, and whenever I play with him, it's just really fun because he's a much better player. But it's fun to strategize, like in terms of he'll engage with someone, and then I try to find a way to flank them. And that's always fun when you can flank a enemy and just take them out, and then you just like get a rush from that. So yeah, I really.
So you guys
enjoy
like
Warzone.
hardcore? You running your RPKs and Fennec loadout?
Oh,
You guys
we both have RPKs.
Oh
that's
my
for
god!
sure.
Yeah, that game needs to get fucked, man. They need to like change the meta on that game. Like, what happened?
But
Like the
it's done-
first
it's done
Warzone,
on
they were
purpose.
changing the metas all the time. This one, you've been stuck on this same meta for like since launch.
I think they do it on purpose. It sounds like the way they.
I think the game.
explained it.
I
They
mean,
do it on purpose.
Watching like, I mean, I've probably watched more Warzone 2 than you've played, because I watched Doc and play and
Yeah.
Tim and all these guys, and they just hate the fucking game. They think it's the worst fucking game. But anyway, it's just interesting.
They're getting paid.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's they have to play this game they hate, but it's the game that gets the most viewers. So like, I mean, Doc doesn't get paid from Call of Duty. They like blacklisted him, but him playing that game gets him a lot of viewers, and viewers is what he makes his money off of. But it just must suck to have to play a game you fucking hate, you know?
Yeah, no
Yep.
thanks.
I would say I think I like the original Warzone and the original map. I didn't like the remake, the redesigned map, the old World War II map. But we used to play
I
like
haven't
Bill
played the new one. Yeah.
and his then wife. We used to play the money one. Where you pick
Yeah,
up,
I
you get all
played
the
it with
money.
you a couple
Okay,
of
yeah,
times.
yeah.
We used to do that all the time. We played the shit out of that. That was always a lot of fun. But anyway, I have
Do
some
they
fun.
still have that thing where after you die, you go into the prison or whatever, and you have a
Yeah,
chance
the
to
gulag.
find
It's
out?
different now, though.
Gulag,
It's
yeah.
worse because now you have to rely on a random teammate.
No, I love the two on two gulag way better.
And then,
Gulag.
and then, if you don't get it done in time, the game has so much fucking AI in it, which is fucking awful. So you watch these you watch competitive games, and then when the circle closes on an area where like one team is in one area, and then the other team unfortunately is like stuck with AI, and the AI is just constantly shooting at you, giving off your location or pinning you down. It's just like the AI in the game seems dumb. Like, I don't know. I think there's some dumb design choices in the new one, but that's why I like the original one better.
But it had a bigger budget than any of them combined, I'm sure.
Ultimately, it didn't really change much. I mean,
Yeah.
really. But it is.
Yeah.
That's cool. Call it dude,
What's
bro.
your-
Dude,
What's
bro.
your number one?
You should play. You should play with Ryan. John. Ryan plays that game all the time.
Oh, really?
He's hardcore, dude, bro. Yeah,
Bro, dude.
dude, bro. I'm just gonna go with the one I probably played the most. I'm just gonna give number 1 to Fortnite.
Yeah.
I
expected
this is
that.
the one I spent the most money
Yeah.
in. This is the one I've had a lot of fun with. I've made a lot of clips. I
Also feel like
running
we'd be remiss if no one chose it as number one because it is the kind of granddaddy of them all, isn't it?
I actually bought money, and I actually, here's the funny thing though. Here's the other thing. I did play a bunch of for free to play, and I played a lot of free to play and all that time. And then, like, was it last year? I actually spent like the $20 to play the actual game Fortnite. So I could actually get trophies and go in and like do like the actual story modes and the
The
campaign
survival thing.
The survival, which it's a one player, or you can play co-op, and the game's fine. It's just funny that was the initial game.
I didn't even realize they actually launched that. I thought they scrapped it.
No,
for
it exists. You still have to pay for it.
Wow.
It doesn't exist in the free to play version. I think you download it when you download the whole thing though, but it's in there. But yeah,
Wow.
so, and the cool thing is that I can play my, the skins I purchased. I can play that character in the game, and so I've played that a little bit because of the free to play version because I liked it so much. So I've spent, I like the game. I don't play it as much as I used to, but it's probably the game I put the most hours into. So, Fortnite, baby, Fortnite is forever. But I feel like it's all kind of dying a little bit. The whole battle royale thing is just kind of
It's a tired market.
a little bit.
Killing toddlers.
Very full.
I don't think Warzone 2 was as big a change as it needed to be. PUBG haven't released their new game yet, or Blue Balls, what is their company?
Blue Hole.
Blue Point, right? I don't know what it is. Blue Hole? Is it Blue Hole?
I think it's Blue Hole.
Blue Balls, Entertainment. So I think like the battle royale, it could use a shake-up, but and Apex Legends is a good game.
Yeah, I
But
had fun with that.
That's kind of intense, and you really need a good squad for that game.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right, man, free to play games. I have
Yeah.
the most
Go-
important
go
question
get 'em.
ever: frogs or toads? Max RRA1 asks, frogs or toads? Gentlemen.
Frog
I've never played Battle
from,
Frogs before, so
Yeah.
Oh,
Frog
it's-
from Chrono Trigger. So, yeah, frogs.
Yeah, but they're
Toads, because that's where DMT comes from.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I go
But-
with Toads because they're a little bit beefier.
But frog legs are tasty.
Apple toads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle toads, yeah. We got all kinds of good toads there. Named
Frogger.
after acne problems.
Frogger.
Yeah,
yeah.
if you want to get run over by a car.
Frogger.
Yeah, classic, man. It even has its own Seinfeld episode.
I mean, Toad was in Mario, I guess.
But that was
Mm.
Funny.
Toadstool.
What
Yeah.
are the?
That's a
But
mushroom.
he goes by Toad.
But he goes by Toad.
That's his actual name, yeah.
Mm.
Come on, watch
That's
the
based off
Super
a
Mario
mushroom.
Brothers movie trailers.
A shroom type.
Yeah. Still a Toad.
That's my guy.
I hope we
Yeah.
answered your question, Max. Anyway,
Hey, I'm just
Spot.
glad he didn't give us a negative comment like you keep wishing
yeah,
for, Ian.
yeah, that was a positive comment. That's not negative.
So, Ian, I wanted to throw out a game that you liked quite a bit. I'm surprised you didn't mention it. Is Phantasy Star Online 2?
Yeah,
in
you know,
Genesis.
when you announced Genshin Impact, and I was like, oh shit, I should have talked about Phantasy Star Online. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that quite a bit.
You can
Actually,
call that your runner-up, I guess.
That could be an
I
honorable
liked
mention.
What I played.
honorable mention.
And
I did
Dave
enjoy
played
that
a little
game.
bit too.
I
I
felt
played a little bit just at the end of you
What
guys.
about Conan Exiles? That's a MMO. That's not
that
free
costs
to
money.
play,
That's
is
not
it?
free to play though. That's
Oh,
We
some
got
money.
it for free on
We
PS
got.
Plus.
Well, I bought it on. PC.
You got it on a PC, yeah.
Because I mod it. I mod it with naughty bits. That Fantasy Star. That was fun to a certain point, and then I just felt like there was a ceiling that I couldn't get through. It was just being obnoxious, and it becomes like super grindy, and I was just like, it was kind of super cool, and then
it becomes a JRPG.
It just becomes. So I lost interest. There's a lot of I mean, I played
there's tons.
The free to play version of PUBG. I mean, I played PUBG. That's fun. There was this Superhumans or something. It's kind of like a PUBG with superpowers. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I've played a lot of stupid free to play games. I try them for like one round and then delete them.
Yeah, you play quite a variety of them. Yeah. I don't jump into a lot of them.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, let's get some couch co-optionals. Jared.
I didn't even know because nobody's talked about it online. But once upon a time, everybody talked about Demon Slayer. Season 2 just popped on Netflix, and nobody talked about it. So it's on there now.
I didn't know there was a season.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. Oh, Demon Slayer is great. It's anime. So,
cool.
Yeah. Watch it if you even give a damn about any type of anime.
I feel like those cartoons.
I do.
Nick to win. You got something for the good of the order?
Yeah, if you want to feel old, watch that 90s show.
Dude, I could not get through it.
Bro,
it was so cheese.
Mom or grandma, she has fucked her face up with like plastic surgery. It's unnerving to me.
Huh.
I didn't think she looked that bad.
It's just like her face just looks like Botox the fuck out. It's weird.
I would agree with what Nick said though about the kids seeming like they're from today. Like they're from today, but they're like millennials where they like retro stuff. Because they don't feel like they're from the 90s.
They don't feel like us when we were living through that.
I think that's what that show's always been like. I imagine the 80s and the 70s kids were like,
I get that too.
What the 70s
this is bullshit.
Yeah.
But I guess as being the kid watching it, you're more okay with it. Whereas like now we went through that, it's harder.
It's different. Yeah. Like you're watching something that maybe you heard about from the old timers versus actually experiencing it and living it, and then seeing a bunch of kids try to cosplay as you, essentially, and realizing that you're shitty at cosplaying me.
Bryn enjoyed it. She smoked a lot of weed and watched it, and she was laughing.
No, I don't think it was that bad, but I also don't think it was that good either.
I thought it was cringe. I just feel like,
cringe.
Like literally, like I don't know if I can watch. I felt like, I can't watch this anymore.
John, that's what old school 90s kids say.
Cringe.
Cringe.
I mean, I watched that 70s show back in the day, but at the same point, I probably felt the same way about that show then too. Like,
cringe?
I liked it, but I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Fringe?
Cringe, yeah, cringe.
Cringe?
Dave, what do you got?
So I watched on Netflix. There's an Indian movie called RRR.
Yeah.
Triple R, whatever you want to call it.
I love that movie.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Bollywood dance number in the middle, check.
Yeah. Oh,
ridiculous bullet physics, which usually really fucking annoy me.
Crazy
check.
Action scenes.
So Justin Daniels is a huge proponent of this movie, and he's constantly trying to get people to watch it. I think it got nominated for a bunch of stuff, but I think it actually got an Oscar nomination for like best song.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a real, like, it was a beautiful movie. Like, where even without the action sequences, and just when you think it was a 3-hour-long movie, and to be quite honest, usually that's too long, but it didn't outstay its welcome, which was quite nice. And obviously all the British people are bad guys in it, colonializers and all the rest of it. So it was kind of like
British colonializers.
I really enjoyed the movie. It was just well shot, and it was just it was just interesting and different. And
One of Hideo Kojima's favorite films of the year.
Yeah.
have you seen it, Ian?
No, I refuse.
Oh, come on. Because everybody likes it, you're just
Ian,
refusing.
I mean,
Hollywood-
I didn't really care for Everything Everywhere All at Once, so I just
haven't seen
know.
it yet.
I already know I'm
You
just going to
should-
be let down.
You need to see it,
Don't need to see it.
even if you hate it. It's an interesting movie. But it's also on at the Hollywood Theatre on the big screen tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, so you should go.
No,
Freudian.
definitely not doing that. It's on everywhere. It's on Netflix. It's on Justin Daniels' Plex. It's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Justin Daniels has his own streaming platform.
No, he has his own film server.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like
Anyway,
Plex,
Ian-
anyway.
I was in the same boat as you. I was like, this doesn't sound like something I'd enjoy. And Ellen was sat on the couch. She's like, I'm not going to watch this. And then half an hour in, she's like, no longer browsing the internet.
No, I
watching
get
the
it. It's
movie.
just it's like at this point it's hit a level of like hype around it that it's just like, I don't know. At this point, I mean, if Everything
Let me bring
Everywhere
it
All
back
at
down
once
to earth.
let me down, I'm pretty sure this movie, all the hype is
I
just
watched
gonna make me
Everything
feel like,
Everywhere All at Once, and that was a good movie, and I enjoyed it. And I feel like this is the kind of same thing. It's like, I thought this was a really entertaining movie that was well made. Is it the greatest movie ever? No.
I'll probably
but
watch
it-
it in like
Sure
it's
is
worth
entertaining.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. I'm gonna give
Just
it
like
5
that
years.
first action
It's got to
scene,
cool
man.
down.
Yeah.
It's got to simmer down. When everything simmers down,
Semadana.
then I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think you'll appreciate some of the action scenes. They're pretty,
I doubt
pretty
it.
well done.
Just watching the little trailer thing Netflix does is just like, oh my god, this is awful. But anyway,
Very over the top.
John, what did you have?
So right now I'm kind of doing a double header. I recently watched Air Force One, and now I'm watching The Hunt for Red October.
Oh,
Okay.
And
that's the wrong
'Cause,
submarine
I-
movie. I mean, Wolfgang did Air Force One and Das Boot. Those are his two movies.
oh, okay. But I watched Air Force One, and then I talked to my friend Kevin, as mentioned before, about it. He's a big fan of it. That movie is cringe. Except
Get
Gary
off my
Oldman
plane!
Yeah, this is the president of the United States of America. Like everyone loses their shit. But Gary Oldman kills it in Air Force One. He's fun to watch.
When does he not?
And then, I'm enjoying Hunt for Red October. I think it's better than Air Force One.
Oh, it's 100% better than Air Force One.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
fun to
a
see Sean
great
Connery
movie.
in a drama. You kind of forget that he can actually act when he chooses to.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you should watch The Man Who Would Be King with him and Michael
I
Caine.
saw that a long time
That's a
ago.
great movie.
I should watch it again.
I
now.
never saw
Oh, then
that.
if you really want the quintessential Sean Connery film, you need to watch Zardoz.
I need
Watch
to
what?
watch what?
Zardoz.
Oh,
God, when
yes.
he's in the man song.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
I was
want-
going to
if you-
ask if anybody had Hunt for Red October on the NES.
Oh, wow.
I think I
There was a
played it.
game
I never
based
played
on
it.
the movie.
Yeah. That was a big deal.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
That came out right at the peak of Nintendo hotness.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish about that movie, I wish they spoke Russian the whole time, because I think it's clever how they did the transition from Russian to English, and I get why they did it, but I thought it was so cool to hear like Sam Neill and Sean Connery speak Russian for the little bit they did. I thought that was awesome. So
Well, if you want to
Ian,
watch,
what's
if
your,
you want to watch him speak, a submarine movie with foreign language, you should watch Das Boot.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's actually a really good movie as well. It's
What is mine? I have so many things I could recommend. But I don't know. Cheladas, no. I don't
Ebony?
think I'm gonna just say I really liked the Banshees of Inisherin with Colin Farrell and what's that guy's name? Anyway, it's a movie.
is it pretty much In Bruges Part 2?
No.
Okay.
It's not like that. That's a little more funny I mean, this one's funny too. It's what's happened.
More of a drama.
Those guys are. I don't want to really ruin it, but it's. I don't know.
They have good chemistry.
I mean, it's the same. It's Michael McDonough. So it's the same director, same cast. They're just the subject matter is different, but it's an interesting movie. It's dark. It takes a really dark turn, but it's cool. And the subject matter has recently happened to me in the past year, so I can kind of relate to the film. So it's interesting. Yeah, so it hit different, but so it might not hit you guys the same way, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, what else do I have to do? Oh, I have to my beer for next week. I have to go buy some more because I drank them. But we're drinking Carlsberg Elephant Badoom Premium. It's a delicious beer.
After tonight, the only way is up.
The only way.
Yeah.
It's a little more of a beast. It's like it's 7%, I think, 7.27, something like that.
We've
5 to
already
6
hit the
weeks from
bottom,
now,
so
it'll just
it's-
go down, Dave.
All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Well, yeah, I think I have the beer for your next pick.
Who?
JPK's. Because he did have that one beer that we already did, but the other one I don't believe we did.
Yeah, but I don't think you can find it.
That's a fuck up on my part because I didn't realize what the whole beer swap was for. So I just picked 2 random beers that I had no way of. I didn't understand why you guys were doing the beer swap. So that's my fuck up.
But I don't think you can get the
But-
cold IPA in Nevada, right? Aren't you concerned that you couldn't find it or something, John?
Yeah, I don't even remember the name, so you'd have to refresh my.
Yeah,
memory.
it was Widmer Cold Water IPA.
Oh, I may be able to get it. There's I've seen Widmer.
Yeah,
down here before.
Widmer has to have a fairly large footprint, being now that they're owned by AB InBev. But
Yeah, but
we're-
I'll let you know if I can find it.
because I've got 5 cans of it sitting on top of my beer cooler.
Stick it in an envelope and mail it away. There you go.
Yes.
Are you sure that was the one I picked? Because I'm looking at the can and I don't remember picking that.
Yeah, I mean, I can go grab it right now and show you.
Well, here, let's wrap up the show first.
Yeah, wrap it up and then
Let's thank everybody for listening. Remind you to leave feedback at thecouchcoopshow@gmail.com or head over to anchor.fm/thecouchcoopshow and leave a voice message. Leave a nice, pleasant message telling us how awesome we are.
There you go.
It can only
and
be
hang out on
pleasant.
Twitch and
Yeah.
watch me as I show JPK the beer that he picked.
Yeah, you can hang out on Twitch like Max
It'll
is.
be a Twitch exclusive.
Like Max, who's asking. He's here, but he hasn't said anything. Except frogs and toads. Anyway, it's super easy to leave a voicemail. Come to twitch.tv/thecouchcoopshow. You can jump in the chat. Anyway, I want to thank Jared, Nick, Dave, and JPK for joining me here on the couch. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Can't play that song. No rights.
Couch Co-op.
I'm gonna go get something more palatable. Be back in a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Couch Co-op.
What'd you do?
Couch Co-op.
Oh, sweet. Everybody likes extended version.
Couch Co-op.
Should throw the Bill and Ted's NES music at the end of it just for fun. Make it even longer. Loop it a couple times.
Couch co-op.